Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. It's me, the Vulcan, and we're looking at a chart of the gold. As you can remember, on our Monday's weekly review of the markets, we see that we have finally broken out of the Kumo cloud, and we still have bullish momentum locked in right now. In addition to that, you see the bullish momentum locked in, but look at the bottom corner here. We now have the green bull. Could this be the beginning of a bull run in gold? As you know, we still have some topside resistance that we talked about to deal with. But right now we do have very good positive momentum, a lot of blue candles here. We have not pulled back. We still need to watch the weekly support on this particular one to see if we're going to get what we need. Okay. The next trading session is going to be critical to see if we can build upon this momentum. As you can see, we're turning out of the bearish trend, and we're projecting the start of a bull market. We're above the Kumo cloud here. Okay, so that is the beginning normally of a new trend. The only thing is we're going to have to see if we can stick with it and really get some momentum going here. You see the last bullish phase, what happened when we started? Well, from here, we broke out, but then we collapsed. Okay, still trading above the Kumo cloud all this time while the market was breaking down. Alright, not giving you much opportunity to do anything except for short, which, depending on your swing trade rules, you probably would have only been looking to buy here, and either you wouldn't have gotten filled or you would have been kept getting stopped out until finally you would have gave up, and then look, the market rockets up here. So you probably would have been a little frustrated throughout this bull phase, as the bull basically showed that it was dying, and you probably would have tried to keep on buying, only to no avail. So it's been a complicated market. What can you say? Just look at our weekly numbers here. We have, let's see what we got here. Alright, we're looking at weekly support at the 1329 level, and our top side resistance now is 1362. Okay, so we keep extending up further on the resistance side, and the support is holding steady. So we need to, at some point, come back and test the weekly support to see if it's going to hold. If not, then we're going to end up breaking back down, and we don't have any more support to deal with. We have no more support after the weekly support. The next road down is the 1249 level. So you're looking at falling $100 from where we are if this rally fails, and if we can't get this bull trend up and going. Okay, keep that in mind. Going forward for today, excuse me, if you were looking to do something, you would be looking to get long above the 1362 level, and that's about it. You really wouldn't be looking to do anything else on the buy side except for a breakout above that level. You do need to watch out for the reversal, and the reversal today on an intraday basis is going to be the 1329 handle. Alright, so what you'll want to do is possibly look for a break below 1345 to get short, and you're going to want to ride that. So that's where you are in the gold market. Okay, looking at silver. Silver's still undecided. You have the question mark still in the bottom right hand side, so not a lot has changed in one day of trading. We're still inside the Kumo cloud here. You still need to be on the lookout for your weekly support at 22 23 and up top side resistance at 22.94. So excuse me, a breakout below the 22.23 is a short. A breakout above the 22.94 is where you would go long in the silver. But until we have established a trend, there's really not a lot to do. You do have the top side momentum here, as you can see. We're still green. We're trying to build something, but you see how we failed in the past. See, this green only lasted like two bars, 1 bar, 1 bar, and 1 bar. Not a lot going on here in the silver market. So we have to wait and see and be patient. Maybe another day or two. We'll see if we can get outside of this Kumo cloud. You notice how we managed to pretty much stay in the cloud for the last several weeks. You know, 2.5 weeks we've been inside this cloud. You know, trying to break down and then only to get back in it again. Break down only to get back in it again. So you could say this is a nice double bottom here, and we should reverse back higher, but who's to say? There's just so many forces in here that's undecided. We could still go either way with the silver. Okay, looking at crude oil. Alright, we managed to break out a little bit more, still within this downtrend. Here's your red bear. We're still bearish. Okay, here's your top side momentum right here. You can see it's still bearish. Okay, still trading below the Kumo cloud here. Kumo cloud is heading down. Normally this would help to push prices down. What it's actually managing to do now is to pull prices up, as this is going to continue to fall down. Prices could continue to come back up again, but we do have a major topside resistance at 103. Okay, 103 is topside resistance for the crude oil, so we need to keep that in mind here. And our bottom side support is at 95.86. So we managed to come up nicely off the lows, but we're still in a down market, and there's still argument that could be made saying that the crude oil is just setting up for the next leg down. I'm still in that camp until otherwise noted. So we'll just have to wait and see. Will it try to run from here, from the 98 handle, and get back up to the 103 and test it? That's going to be yet to be seen. Okay, so we'll have to watch that and see what happens. Now, on the weekly, we have our support at 95.86 and our resistance at 98.89. So above 98.89, you look to get long. Below 95.86, you look for a resuming of the bear downtrend. One more thing to note in this particular market, and that is on an intraday basis, you'd be looking to get short at 98.10. Alright, so watch for the reversal. If we take out 98.10 on an intraday basis, that could accelerate selling and could have us get back down to that 95 handle in a snap. So be wary of that on the continuation pattern to the downside. If we're going to continue to pick up bullish momentum here, you're going to look to get long above the 98.89 level. And keep an eye out on the crude oil, because crude oil can have very powerful, violent moves and move several dollars in one day easily. So keep a lookout for that. Okay, now taking a look at our last chart, which is the S&P 500. I want to put out a red alert caution here. Red alert caution. We are locked in the bullishness, as you can see. All right, can't make any qualms about that. We have a nice little bull market right here. See the bottom indicator here, the green bull. See right here at the bottom, we are bullish. Okay, bullish, no problem. We know we're in a bull market. However, we did hit these white candles right here, which is an overbought swing VIX. All right, and we haven't had a reversal yet. Putting out the red alert caution that we are nearing a short-term top in this market, and you're going to want to trade accordingly. Last time we hit that right here on September the 10th, you noticed we had one more explosive bounce, and then look, we corrected sharply. One other thing I want to point out, we have a rising negative swing VIX. These red bars are negative swing VIX. We see how we rose and rallied on negative swing VIX. Negative swing VIX, rising negative swing VIXs always end badly. Okay? As you can see here, we ended badly. Once again, I want to point out, rising negative swing VIX, 4 days now. Last time, what did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the 5th day, we collapsed. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next day will be 5, and we should see a bar probably like this. Alright? That's 20 handles correction on the 5th bar. So what does that mean going forward for the next day's trading session in the S&P? Excuse me. I believe that the 1739 weekly support is in jeopardy of being violated. We have weekly resistance now at 1762 3/4, and that should hold, but the 1739 half should not. It should be violated, and we should correct down. The next support below the 1739 half is at 1646 even. Alright, 1646 even. We're in jeopardy of going there. Alright, so let me give it to you in order, because in the next day's video I may not go there. I may have to discuss something different, so let me just give it to you now. Alright, going forward for Tuesday's trading, we have weekly support at 1739 half. Alright, the next support below that, which we'll say second support, is at 1710 3/4. The next support, third support, is going to be at 1646. Okay, and that's here, first support, here, second support, and then here, third support, which is the trend line support. Alright, this is your trend line support for the bull market move. A violation of this 1646 would end officially the bull market. And as you can see, it is substantially below the Kumo cloud. I did not use the Kumo cloud as support and resistance because of the narrowness of this cloud here. And we have more true support when you look at the market depth and how the market traded during certain times and all this other extensive stuff that I've talked about in prior videos. So we're using these supports for now. This is a major support, this is a major support, and this is a major support. Alright, so that's all I have for now. Remember, take what you can and give nothing back.